Okay, the hearing will come to order. We're here to hear from the public about House Study Bill 671.
We feel that to do so at a time when our state is facing a financial crisis is both irresponsible and dangerous. Our state government is at a point where we have had to cut hundreds of millions of dollars from the state budget mid-year 2 consecutive years in a row to make up for repeated shortfalls in projected revenues. Last January, we passed Senate File 130, which cut the 2017 mid-year budget by $118 million. Last May, virtually every single state appropriation received millions of dollars in cuts. And just this last month, we passed Senate File 2117, which included $35 million in additional cuts to the current 2018 budget. All of these cuts were a result of revenue constraints, and they have a real impact on the services in our state, from public education to mental health care and to safety in our prisons. Since 2011, we have closed mental health hospitals, we have closed Iowa workforce development offices, we've closed community-based corrections facilities, and we've continued to underfund our public schools. I can only imagine the impact that House Study Bill 671 will have on services that our state residents rely on.
In December of 2014, I finished 25 years as a local Chamber of Commerce executive in Iowa, Nebraska, and Kansas. The last 8 years in my native state of Kansas. I was even invited to a special task force of the Kansas Senate to help develop tax policy recommendations. All of my recommendations were ignored, and you know what happened in Kansas.
I'm the Executive Director of the Child and Family Policy Center, and I guess I'm here with a maybe a little bigger picture approach to this issue today. Our organization advocates for policies that improve child and family outcomes in Iowa, and that's why we're opposed to House Study Bill 671.
Executive Director of the Iowa Policy Project. Number one is it reduces revenues at a time when, as you all know, you have been facing mid-year budget cuts. This violates a basic principle about taxes, and that is revenue adequacy. The budget that you folks put together was not supported by our tax system as it was. Now, under the governor's proposal, you're looking at well over $1.5 billion over the time of the proposal, $300 million in 1 year. That is a real problem with revenue adequacy. The governor's bill does not address the rampant spending we have on tax credits in the state, which have doubled in 5 years. Get that again, that's doubled from $200 million to $400 million in business tax credits in 5 years. The governor's plan does not deal with the lingering problem of corporate tax loopholes, which need to be plugged, and by old estimates cost us in the neighborhood of $100 million a year. So these are issues not only of revenue adequacy, but of accountability in our tax system. In Iowa, our tax system of state and local taxes takes more from lower and middle income people than from higher income people.
My name is Brad Hudson, and I am with the Iowa State Education Association. I am here on behalf of our 34,000 members and the students that they serve across the state in our public schools, our area education agencies, and our community colleges to express their strong opposition to this bill. The members of the Iowa State Education Association believe that this bill is illogical and borders on the brink of insanity. In recent years, this body and the Senate have had to make mid-year reductions impacting key services to Iowans. In particular, you've made cuts to higher education, especially the community colleges. In fact, they were just cut $500,000 just a few weeks ago. This bill would decrease total revenues by $1.7 billion, which is a 23% reduction. It is clear to me, my members, the students that we serve, and their parents, that your priority is to millionaires and out-of-state corporations, not Iowa's children, who are the future of this great state. I ask you to stop this illogical bill and do right by our kids and provide additional resources for education. Before you make Iowa the next West Virginia, or Oklahoma, or Arizona. Thank you for your time.
Human Services, that's the place where workers currently are struggling with caseloads 3 and 4 times the recommended level. As caseloads increase, as funds dwindle, as programs are cut or closed, the ability to help people also goes away. This only helps two kinds: big business and Democratic candidates.
We have not been able to properly fund our schools for years now. We haven't been able to properly fund our mental health system for years. We haven't been able to properly fund and manage our Medicaid system for a number of years, and we haven't been staffing our corrections systems at a safe level. We don't believe that this tax policy will provide the funding necessary to meet the challenges of workforce shortages in a meaningful way.
As a lifelong resident of Iowa, I have sometimes seen people struggle to make ends meet. Thanks to ride sharing, these people are able to bring in some income to take care of their families. I love driving with Uber because it allows me to set my own hours while earning money for my family. Plus, I feel like I'm giving back to my community by giving people rides wherever they need to go.
Gibson, and I run Next Level Ventures, an investment fund located in
Stein with the Iowa Chamber Alliance. Appreciate the opportunity to offer some brief remarks.
This is real growth in the state of Iowa. We hear
Comments. I'm here to speak in support of the bill for
county, and I'm here in support of the bill.
Just state your name for the record, please.
My name is Peg Scott. I'm CEO of Union State Bank in Greenfield, Iowa.
I'm Mike Wilson with Lincoln Savings Bank in Grinnell, Iowa. Again,
We have members who are C corporations, S corporations, LLCs.
Full bank right on the eastern edge of Scott County, which is such.
Our bank is substantially smaller than any of the criminals.